The general consensus online is that you should dispute and remove late payments with Goodwill letters. Well, after 15 years, definitely not. Do not use a Goodwill letter. I'm going to explain exactly why and what you should do instead. And you're definitely going to want to go check out my other videos on removing student loans. A ton of people had their student loans come out of forbearance. Scroll down on the results. There's my video from 2 days ago, how to easily remove student loans. It's a foolproof strategy. Why is it they're telling you to use a Goodwill letter to remove student loans? Generally, a Goodwill letter is where you're like, hey, I had a hardship. I'm requesting a Goodwill adjustment, meaning you remove the 30-day, 60-day, 90-day late payment from my credit report, and you explain your situation and ask them to do it. But when you look further into it, we find a couple of things. Number one, you are admitting to being late. Do you think any good attorney would admit their client is guilty in court? No, they're going to spin a story, use quote unquote evidence that proves, everything to the contrary, right? And you can even look right here, credit attorney here. Ask for a Goodwill, but Mohela rarely cooperates. A Goodwill letter is where you are, number one, admitting you were late. And then number two, when you dispute with the credit bureaus and you're like, hey, I wasn't late, remove this for inaccuracy because you finally found one of my videos that says that, they're going to be like, oh, well, funny thing is, you actually sent in a Goodwill letter and you said that you were late and it gets used against you. What are you supposed to do instead? Wait the 7 years? Because step number 4 here says 7-year rule. Late payments stay on your credit report for 7 years from the date of the last payment. Once it passes, it will be removed. It tells you to maintain good payment habits. When you scroll down and continue looking at this, it's really just telling you to dispute the 90-day, 30-day, or 60-day late payments or loan delinquencies. What's the answer to this? Well, when you go and you click on my videos, you're going to find out that there's a very specific way that you need to dispute and remove these late payments. And it's definitely not saying I was late. No. What's worse is that you're usually dealing with federal student loans, which is, it's even harder to get rid of than private student loans or regular charge-offs. It means waiting longer, and a lot of consumers don't even get them removed. Seriously. So you're definitely going to want to check out those previous videos to learn how to correct the late payments on student loans, to update the account to reflect 0 late payments, how to remove the entire student loan account by disputing the late payment history. Student loan accounts virtually always report late payments beginning with 90 days, and I will address that in just a second, and why it's something that you can dispute, and of course, how to handle student loan collections, such as U.S. Department of Education, and what to do when the bureaus verify the accounts as accurate, because that is so important. Now, you can't have 90-day late payments without prior 30 or 60-day late payments. How does that work? You paid on time and then we're 90 days late. Think about how that makes any logical sense. It doesn't. There's nothing that you could tell me that would really in any universe make sense. They don't report you as late until you're 90 days late. The prior on-time payments are wrong. So assume that one late payment is incorrect. That is how we address that. Late payment history should always report 30, 60, 90. That's it. No ifs, ands, or buts. So I want you to go and check out those other videos. I'm going to link them all in the description, but don't believe the stuff that you see online here. Don't believe these other quote unquote creators and gurus when they tell you to send in a Goodwill letter. Don't dispute online. Don't send a template. Don't believe when they tell you to use a legal identity theft method if you're not a victim of identity theft. Find the actual information on your credit report and use it to support your argument, because that's the only place that you are going to find the facts. You cannot report any 90-day late payments without a prior 30 or 60-day late payment. I even give you dispute reason examples, how to actually correct or remove. We went over that video yesterday, what to do when they verify is accurate, and even how to write your letter. All you gotta do is watch those videos. They want you to use the worst possible process that puts you right into the hot seat, because they are not going to help you. The bureau's not going to help you. The creditor's not going to help you. They make money off of your inaccurate, derogatory data. Why? Because it's more expensive for the bureaus to sell your information, meaning It costs more for a potential lender to buy the information because the bureaus obtain, maintain, and sell your information, and a creditor can charge you more interest. That's the entire point. All right, because they're in the data business. We'll go over that a different day. So if you have late payments on your federal student loans, if you have late payments on any type of student loan, then you need to understand this process. And if you don't understand it, don't just send out some arbitrary letter because it's not going to work. It's going to fail. And it's still going to be on there. And the longer you dispute, the harder it is to remove your negative items. So contact me using the link at the top of the screen, and I will see if I can remove them for you. The answer is yes. It's my740.com, or you can send me a text or a message on my booking site. And that is it for today. Smash that like and subscribe.